So in Bhagavad-Gita, there are quite a few verses where Lord Krishna speaks about regulation and being disciplined. We have touched this topic on and off little bit in the past, especially in 18th chapter. He gives around 6 to 7 verses speaking in detail about how people who are in the mode of goodness, they are dedicated to their work, how they are highly regulated and disciplined and very much concerned about what kind of habits they carry. Similarly, in 17th or 16th chapter, Lord Krishna says there are two kinds of personalities, divine and demoniac. And he says the demoniac side of each person is when the person doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. He's not refined in one's habits. So with this short Shastric reference, and in sixth chapter also he mentions about being regulated in one's eating, sleeping, recreation, in different lifestyle habits. So Lord Krishna makes a lot of emphasis on the way we develop our habits. Now to bring this topic to a very, very practical level, because sometimes we study Bhagavad-Gita and we always remain in a bookish world. So we wanted to bring it to a very, very practical level. So therefore, we have this exclusive topic to train us how to form new habits and the kind of habits we want to inculcate in our personality. And therefore, like last two times, today also I have invited a very special guest whom I consider as one of my very dear well-wishers. His name is Anand Gopal Prabhu, as you see him on the screen. Just give a small introduction or short introduction of Anand Gopal Prabhu. He's qualified electronics engineer. He has done his BE in electronics from Mumbai University. And as far as profession, he is a real estate developer and finance investments. He's a married person. He has 2 children. And he's connected to ISKCON since 1996. And he has a strong passion to teach and share knowledge. And I always love to hear from him so many relevant things about lifestyle management. And he conducts seminars on parenting, personality courses, listening skills, non-violent communication, and other life skills. And also one-to-one counseling for emotional and relationship issues within families. I mean, I have also attended few one-to-one sessions with him, and it's really great learning experience. And Anand Gopal Prabhu have done counseling and trained so many couples and individuals in last 2 decades. And Anand Gopal Prabhu is the board member of the Resolve Committee for ISKCON Mumbai, conducts seminars on Bhagavad-Gita, and currently doing this latest seminar, how to form new habits, how to form habits. So with this introduction, we would all like to welcome Anand Gopal Prabhu. I would suggest all of you please clap and say Hari Bol from wherever you are. Welcome Anand Gopal Prabhu. And again, I'm saying all those who can switch on their videos, please do. It will be a somewhat interactive program. So with this introduction, I hand over to Anand Gopal Prabhu. Thank you so much for being here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Gaurang Prabhu, for allowing me to share on this platform. Really obliged. Thank you so much. And let me welcome all the participants here who have been coming for the last few months, as I understand from Gaurang Prabhu that you all have been coming every morning 6:30 a.m. Really, this shows your sincere enthusiasm and dedication to hear. So I really appreciate your time that you are going to give, and specifically today that you've come here to allow me to share something. So thank you so much. And before I begin, let me express my gratitude to my teachers, to my mentors, from whom I've learned. And because of them, I'm here on this platform. So my respects and prayers to my teachers and mentors. Okay, so with this, let me start our today's seminar. Garam Priya Prabhu, can you change the view so that I can see all the screens together rather than...
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
can I remove the hotspot for you?
Okay.
Because I'm just seeing myself. I'd like to see others.
Yeah, I mean, okay, fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, there we are.
You can see all now. This is a gallery view you can do.
Yeah, got the gallery view. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that way. Okay. So, yes. So today we are doing a very, very interesting subject. It's called How to Form New Habits. ILT. You will understand why is it called ILT as the seminar progresses. So I start with why I do this seminar. I'm doing this seminar because last year, June 24th, to be more specifically, I started a particular habit of how to form new habits with something that I had learned. And in the last 8 to 9 months, I have seen a phenomenal change in my personal life for various things. And since last Jan, the last 6 months, I've been performing this seminar, connected to about 800 to 1,000 people. I've done about 40 seminars all over on Zoom. And I saw that the impact on other people also was phenomenal. So why I'm here on this platform, when Gaurang Priya Prabhu approached me and he said, can you do a parenting seminar? I said, I have something better to offer. And he said, yes, let's do this. So yes, today I'm here, thanking each and every participant here to allow me to share my journey, my experience. Okay, so what does this seminar do basically? First of all those, if you're able to connect, in case I can understand it's early morning, and in case, first thanking all those who have switched on their videos, because I get connect when I see them face to face, when I see their eye contact, I get connected. So others who can, if it is possible, please switch on your videos. It'll be fantastic, because when the videos are on, like, I will be able to take your names and connect with you. And it's going to be some kind of an interactive session also. Yeah. So let me share 5 minutes before we begin the seminar. Let me share my journey. Let me share what I practically do on a daily basis to form new habits. Okay. This seminar will help you to form new habits. For me, balance of life. Gaurang Priya Prabhu just said, Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says that one must need to regulate his work, his sleep, his eat, his recreation. 6th chapter speaks about various things. So I have understood that if we need to balance our life, we need to take care of our physical quotient, our emotional quotient, our intellectual quotient, and our spiritual quotient. I think that is balance of life. It's like a car with 4 tires. And even if one of the tires does not have enough air in the car starts wobbling. Physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual quotient. So if we need to balance our life, we will need to form habits in all the four aspects of our life: physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. So what I'm going to present to you today will be helpful for you only if you have a desire to form a new habit in any of these 4 aspects. For those who says that, okay, my life is set, everything is going on, I don't want to add anything more, there's already enough on the plate, you can still take advantage of this seminar to regulate what you're already doing. Yes, so this is applicable for everyone. What's the age limit? I have participants who were 9 years old, and I had participants who were 80 years old, and all have benefited. So this is a universal program. No age limit and this thing. Yeah. So now I'll take you to my journey. I'm going to share something what I have started doing in the last 8 to 9 months. I have inculcated 33 new habits. How many? 33. Shruti saw the number and she's excited with the number. So 33 new habits that I have inculcated. So let me share some screens with you. Okay, just give me a second. I'll just share something. Give me a second. Yeah. Give me a second, please. Yeah, just sharing something with you. Sorry, give me 1 second, please. Okay. Share screen, and there we are. Okay, I hope everybody can see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, what you see on this seminar is called ILT. I stands for index, L stands for linking, and T stands for tracking. And I'm going to explain to you each and all these 3 concepts. I'll just take about 2-3 minutes to show you what I do, how I practically apply this in my daily life, so that could inspire you to perform this. So this is my habit index in the list of about 38 habits, which are there on the screen. You can see this. And this is how I have linked them, and I'm going to teach you how to do this. I've already sent you some PDF files, and I hope you have seen those formats. And those formats are exactly how I have been practicing. And this is the format of my different habits. I have spiritual reading, Srimad Bhagavatam. I have exercise. I have hearing habits. I have gratitude journals. I have affirmations. I have learning shlokas. I have learning American markets, Indian markets, eating habits, training my son, doing pranayam, reading workbooks, reading fundamental analysis book, reading technical books, connecting with a friend, learning Hindi, international news, Indian news, going for a walk, learning Python programming, learning mutual funds, cooking, sketching. All these are the different various habits that I have started in the last 1 year at different times. And this is how I track all my habits. I'm going to show you how I do it step by step. So I just wanted to show you the final product, and then I'll take you backwards. So so this, you can see the first line. I have a score, I have the date, and this is right off yesterday, 9 June, 8 June, 7 June. You can see Surya Namaskar, hearing Maharaj, census, Hindi, extra rounds, walking, gratitude, and the various different things that I do, and I do this taking every day. These are 33 habits on the screen. Yeah, so let me, okay. Yes, so this has been my journey for the last about 8 to 9 months, more than 9 months, sorry, June 24th. So that's nearly about 11 months now. And I have been doing this, what I showed you, on a daily basis. And now I'm going to share with you the whole process, the whole system, the next 60 minutes. Yeah, it's about 6:47. We have time till 8 o'clock. So yes, Mr. Vamsi Krishna, are you excited? Yeah, okay, wonderful. Yeah, Evan? Yeah, wonderful. Yes, Gopal Kumar? Wonderful, great, thank you. So we'll move ahead. So now this is, let's come to the seminar now. How will this help you? What I just showed you, this will help you to form new habit, to form something that you've been struggling for. For the last, I joined ISKCON in 1996. And I always wanted to read Srimad Bhagavatam. It has taken me 23 years to finish reading the book, the translations. It took me 23 years to begin. And thanks to this wonderful system that I've learned, I just finished reading my Srimad Bhagavatam. I always wanted to exercise, but no consistency. This system helped me to do this. And so many various things I have been able to do because of this system. So now let me give an overview of the system. Let me give a complete overview of this program of how to form new habits. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to share anything new with you. Most of it, you will already be knowing it, or you might be already have inculcated this. What I'm going to present to you, the new thing, what I'm going to present to you is a system, a process. A process. And what will that process do to you? It will help you to reprogram your subconscious mind. So the first thing, if you have to form a new habit, you need to reprogram your subconscious mind, and the system will help you to reprogram your subconscious mind. So that is the whole concept that we're going to discuss here. And how are we going to reprogram our subconscious mind? With 5 important things. What you're going to carry back home is 5 things today. 2 principles. Sorry. You're going to learn 2 very important principles and 3 important steps. This whole seminar is, if you remember these 5 things, let me tell you one thing. After 90 minutes, you will become a teacher for how to form new habits. Each and every participant here can become a teacher. Yes, Wrinkle, are you excited to teach? I could see the smile on your face. Huh? When I gave that line, I could see the smile on your face. Believe me, Kunal, Chauhan, you can become a teacher after the next 90 minutes. Just remember these 5 things. Very simplified stuff. So 2 principles and 3 steps. How to form new habits, how to reprogram your subconscious mind with the help of 2 principles and 3 steps. Yes, is that clear? Okay, let me share a screen, a PPT with you with few slides. Okay. I'm going to share. Okay. So how to form new habits? Yeah, ILT. Okay, I want everyone to think of 1 or 2 habits that you like to cultivate and something which you have been wanting to do and failed over and over again. Okay, a habit which could be measurable. So I want you all to think. I'll give you about 60 seconds. Sorry. I'll give you about 60 seconds. Think of any 2 habits which you want to inculcate, which you want to cultivate, and you have been struggling. And you failed. Last 10 years, 15 years, you wanted to do something and you failed. And if somebody wants to write on the chat, can also write on the chat. Yes. Or somebody can speak also. Yes, Vamsi Krishna. Any habit that you want to start?
I have been failing at this consistently, which is going to work out. Okay. Basically, I want to work out like at least 4 times a week.
Okay.
But I'm not very consistent with that. So that's one thing I have. And the second thing is I want to learn something new every day.
Lovely. Please write it down. Huh? Yes. Exercise and learning new everything day. Okay. Himal Pandey has said doing yoga regularly and revisiting notes. Wonderful. Great. Others can please send in the chat what they would like to cultivate. Any 2 habits.
Can I speak, Prabhuji?
Yes.
What I have jotted down yesterday only is there are a few challenges in my life, even at this age of 58 years. So I want to make a little more changes in my life. One is getting up early morning every day. Second is I want to have an inculcate habit of praying every day. It happens some days or the other, but I want to do it every day basis. And third is I want to do every day a little of exercise, which I am doing, but it's not regular.
Okay, so wonderful. You want praying, exercise, and what is the first one you said?
Getting up early.
Getting up early. Wonderful. Okay, getting up early, we'll discuss this at the end of the program after it. This two things we'll focus on, praying every day and exercise. Wonderful. Okay, Wrinkle said waking up early at least 6 a.m., reading a book on regular basis, Shriram has said. And okay, let's see what others have said on the chat. Okay, 1 second, let me criticize. Okay, doing yoga regularly, attentive chanting, getting up at 5, waking up early, being consistent in whatever I do, attentive chanting. Wonderful. Yes, great. Okay. And waking up at 5 a.m. Wonderful. So, TK. So, let's begin from here and please write down and I will give you a system how to write. 1 second. Just a minute. Okay. Super. For all those who are still thinking, take your time. It will help you if you are able to jot on something that you want to add in your life. And believe me, which is a habit which is measurable. I've mentioned here something. Why I've said this, because something needs to be quantified to start with. Later on, we can, once we understand this system, later on, we can go for certain internal habits which are not measurable, like reading a book, exercise, praying, going for a walk, doing yoga. All these are measurable. You can quantify them. So let's start with something which is quantifiable. Yeah? Okay. Now, before we begin, I will take about 1 minute. There's very less philosophy in this class. 80% will be practical steps. So I'll just take about 1 or 2 slides to give you the definition of habit. But if you want to start a new habit, then let's first understand what is the definition of an habit. And why do we need to understand about habits and how to form them? There's 2 things we are going to understand in the next 2 slides. So understanding habits and embracing them is the greatest way to control your life and achieve more. If you want to control your life and you want to achieve something, then we need to understand what are habits. What is a habit? The definition of an habit and how to embrace that. How to form that habit. So let's understand the definition of a habit. What is a habit? It's a behavior. What is a habit? Habit is a behavior that we perform automatically with little or no thoughts. Can you give some examples? I'm sure. How many of you drive a car? Do you think too much while driving a car? No, it's become a very auto process. Krishna, when you walk into your room and if your bedroom is switched, the lights are off, what do?
Turn them off.
Okay, you do something before turning it on.
Think it is dark.
Yeah, when it is dark, you walk towards the switch to turn it on.
All right, yeah.
Now, walking towards the switch is a habit, which is done automatically because there's darkness. Don't think much because you know it is 3 feet on the right, 2 feet on the left, and 3 feet above the ground, and you go and switch it on. Yeah. So it's an auto process. When we brush our teeth, are we saying, okay, let me hold the brush at 40 degrees angle and push it 20 centimeters on the left, then drag it back and then turn it and again put 20 centimeters on the right? No, you don't do anything like this. It's an auto process. There's no thought process. So basically it's a behavior So this is a very important definition. If you want to form a new habit, understand that it is a behavior that we perform automatically with little or no thoughts. Now, how to make a habit, a behavior which is becoming automatic with little or no thoughts. To do that, we need these 5 steps. We need 2 principles and we need this 3 steps, ILT. Is this concept clear? Yeah, if you want to make a habit, a behavior which is automatic, which I can perform. I want to do exercise, it needs to be automatic. I want to do some reading every day, it needs to become automatic. I want to do some prayers, I need to be automatic. I need to write my gratitude journal, needs to be automatic. I need to go for a walk, it needs to be automatic. Yeah, so to do that, let's discuss now those 2 principles first. I'll take about 5 minutes to explain those 2 simple principles, and then next half an hour to give you those 3 steps. Yes? Are we all set for it? All ready? Super. Okay. So what's the first principle? The first principle is consistency. I heard somebody speak here. I think Vamsi Krishna said, I'm not consistent with my exercise. You know, Vivekanand ji also said that I'm not consistent with my prayers. Huh? Now, this is a normal word. Everybody's heard this word. Nothing new. And I said that I'm not going to give you new, but I will assist you how to make it consistent. That's where I'll come in the picture. So why is consistency the principle? The first principle is, if a habit is repeated every day, then even the smallest action can accumulate force and have a huge effect. You know, if you're taking a plane from Bombay to New York, and the pilot shifts the angle by 1 degree, he's supposed to fly 80 degrees towards the west, and he flies 79 degrees. So that 1 degree change for an 18-hour period changes his direction from New York to probably reaches to Washington or somewhere in Florida or somewhere else, Texas. So the important principle that you need to remember is to do it consistently. Now somebody can ask me, what are you giving us new? We know this. Yes, Vivekanand, we know this, that if I have to form a new habit, Vamsi Krishna is smiling that, yes, I need to be consistent. I need to do it. Yeah, Shruti. So there's nothing new here, Mr. Kunal. Now, in the next 4 concepts that I'm going to tell you, how to be consistent. And the second principle will help you do this. And the second principle is called simplicity. Yes, Wrinkle? The second principle is called simplicity. Nature is pleased with simplicity. Isaac Newton said this. Yeah, Dr. Shetty. Sorry, 1 second. I have explained you 2 very important concepts, 2 important principles. Sonali Shukla, consistency and simplicity. If you want to form a new habit, please remember these 2 principles of consistency and simplicity. And now I'm going to shake your grounds by explaining what the meaning of simplicity means here. Somebody wants to start yoga on an everyday basis. You know, why the simplicity principle is important. I was just reading a book, and there's one concept, what mentally strong people do. Mentally strong people accept a change in their life. Unfortunately, what people do is, you know, on 31st December, everybody has New Year resolutions. How many of you will create New Year resolutions? Most of us. How many of us fail to follow with the New Year resolutions? Most of us. Huh? I've been failing for the last 50 years. Sorry, 40 years, 30 years, whatever. Why? Because our resolutions, Shruti, are very big. From tomorrow, 1 hour in the gym every day. From tomorrow, 60 minutes of reading every day. From tomorrow, praying for half an hour every day. Huh? Oh, I'm growing old now. I need to start some spiritual activities. Okay, 30 minutes of prayer every day. No, when you tell the mind a very big task, you know what the mind tells you? अच्छा बेटा आजा, बहुत सालों से ट्राई कर रहा है, ये साल क्या 3 मार लेगा? क्या रिंकल? Huh? The mind, Sonali, creates an obstruction. The moment you give it, and somebody says tomorrow never comes. Yes, tomorrow never comes. When you give a very big task to the mind is sitting there. I'm sure Bhagavad-Gita Prabhu must have explained to you the concept of mind, intelligence, so many things in the Bhagavad-Gita. So today we are going to learn how to cheat the mind. Krishna says in the Gita, the mind is the best friend and the worst enemy. For one who has conquered the mind is the best of the friends. 6th chapter. And for one who has failed to do so, the mind is the worst of the enemies. And Arjuna says, I can control the wind, I can control the ocean, but I can't control my mind. If it's difficult for Arjuna, how is it possible for us? Krishna answers in the 6th chapter, 35th verse. It is possible to control the mind by suitable practice and detachment. So today we are going to learn those practices, how to control our mind and how to reprogram our mind and how to form new habits. Let's make the new habit that we want to start or form in a very simplified manner. And now I'm going to explain to you what simplified manner means. Somebody said, I want to start reading a book. Somebody says, I want to do an exercise. Okay, so anyone who wants to start reading a book or make a reading habit, don't plan 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Start with just holding the book in your hand. For the first 1 week, don't even open the book. Sri Ramji, don't even open the book, Kunal. Just, Ranganath, just hold the book. Let's say you decided you're doing Gita and you're inspired by Gaurang Priya Prabhu, and now I'm saying that, okay, let me start reading Gita. I'm saying don't open the book. Sorry, Gaurang Priya Prabhu. If you want to inculcate a habit of reading Gita, I'm saying don't open the book. Just hold the book. If you're an app, just open the app and shut it. And your reading for that day is done. This is called the simplified way to start reading a book. You want to do exercise? You want to do yoga? Go to your cabinet, remove the yoga mat, roll the yoga mat on the floor, and unroll it. Unroll it and then roll it back and put it in the cupboard. Don't do yoga. Don't do any exercise. Rinkle is smiling. She's saying, what stupid this man is talking. How is this possible? Yeah, Rinkle, can you please share what your thoughts are right now? I would like to hear them. Would like to share? Please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, I have been like keeping the book in my hand.
Okay, so I'm speaking what you're already doing. Wonderful, Great. You want to go for a walk. Somebody decides I want to start walking. Don't plan a 60 minutes walk. Go remove your shoes, wear your trekking pants, your walking clothes. Wear your shoes, sit on your sofa for about a minute and unremove your shoes and keep it back. Is this possible? Will it take time? Okay, I missed out a very, very important line. How much time do I require of yours to form a new habit? How much time? Only 2 minutes in a day. How much? Can you give me your 2 minutes? If you have one habit to form, Ranganath, can you give me 2 minutes of your day? Is it difficult? Give me 2 minutes of your day. I promise you to assist you to form a new habit for you. 2 minutes only. 2 minutes to roll the mat, 2 minutes to wear the shoes, less than a minute to hold the book, as Wrinkle said. Yeah. So to form a new habit, you have to first understand this simplified version of it. Any questions on consistency and simplicity before I go to the next steps? Anybody has any doubts?
Prabhuji,
Yes?
what is coming as a new word in my mind along with consistency and the simplicity is commitment.
Okay, interesting. Huh? I will assist you on this word of commitment when I take you to my third step of ILT, tracking.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right.
So that the word consistency is something like commitment only. Also, I'm committed to do every day. So you have to be consistent. But the issue was because we had kept a very big target of 60 minutes and half an hour and a very, very big thing, there was a blockage in the mind. Now, when I tell the mind, I'm not going to go for a walk. I'm just going to wear my shoes and which is going to take 1 minute only. Believe me, just see how your mind gets reprogrammed. And I'm saying is because, when I started reading my Bhagavatam after, I am connected to ISKCON since 1997. And in 2021, I actually decided to read Bhagavatam after how many years? Probably 24 years. And I followed this principle of simplicity. Every morning I should get up, just switch on the app of Bhagavatam and switch it off. For the first 10 days, I just switched on the app and switched it off. And that consistency and simplicity helped me. Last month, I finished reading my Bhagavatam. So it's really helped me. So many other things. And I will share with you. So, simplicity is break up your habit into a very simple way. Yes, Mukul Kumar, any questions on simplicity?
No, I'm okay.
You're okay? Huh?
Prabhuji, are we supposed to do it on the same time of the day?
Are we supposed to do it
on the same time every day?
No. This whole program is not time conscious. The second thing, when I speak about linking, that will help you when to do it. Yeah. So this is not time conscious program. You have to do it 8 a.m. or 9 p.m. or 7 a.m. Nothing like this. Yeah. To form a new habit, out of those 3 steps which I give you now, since we have crossed consistency and simplicity, I'll explain you what ILT actually stands for. Like I said, we are going to discuss 5 things, 2 principles and 3 steps. So those 2 principles are consistency and simplicity. And now I'm going to discuss the 3 important steps of how to form a new habit. Are we all set now? Yes, Shruti? Clear about simplicity? You need some more examples? Fine? Okay. Don't worry. We'll come back to simplicity because when I open the sheets, I hope everybody's got a pen and paper because now we will need a pen and paper to write down those 3 steps. What I'm going to teach you. We will just do it practically here. This is a very practical class. It's less of theory. We're going to start our forming new habits right from today onwards. Yeah. Okay. So now let me take you to the next step. Yeah. Okay. This is a personal guarantee slide. I won't speak much on this. Follow all the steps as will be explained. And I take personal guarantee for your success in forming new habits, provided you follow all those steps. Somebody asked me, how can you take personal guarantee? I gave them 2 answers. I said, for those who follow the steps, don't come back to me because they're already forming new habits. And for those who don't follow the steps, I don't take them back. So in that way, nobody ever comes back to me. Because if you're going to follow the steps, believe me, it'll be so easy and simple to form new habits for yourself. Okay, now let's discuss those 3 steps. We discussed 2 principles, consistency and simplicity. Make the habit consistent. How to consistent is what we'll discuss. The first step in making consistency is make the habit such a simple way that don't plan something very huge. And now, for support, we have these 3 steps called habit indexing, habit linking, and habit tracking. ILT. You can remember this. ILT. So what is sorry. So what does I stand for? Okay, habit indexing. I sent you all 3 PDFs. Hope everybody has seen them. If not, you can see it right now. And the first PDF, which is for indexing, is something like this. 2 columns, serial number 1, 2, 3, 4. Please leave the first row, number 1 serial number, blank. Don't write anything there right now. And number 2, 3, 4, you can add the new habit that you want to form. Yeah? Is this clear? The first sheet, simple serial number, and the new habit that you want to form. And I'll show you my indexing sheet. Is it here? Okay, sorry. Yeah, so please write down, leave the first row blank, because at the end, I will tell you, I will ask everyone a common habit to be formed. That I'll explain in the end. So somebody wants yoga, somebody wants reading, somebody wants praying, somebody wants to, about getting up on time, we will discuss later because that's time related. Right now, I want to start something more simpler, which is not time conscious. At the end, probably I'll spend 10 minutes about how to get up early and the process behind that. But in the meantime, let's pick up the other stuff which are measurable and which are much more easier to do. Yeah. So has everybody written down? Can somebody, yes, Mukul, have you written down? Number 1 row is empty, blank. Can you read your paper?
Yeah.
Can you read the index sheet for me, please?
Yeah, the first is reading daily, and the second is, sorry, first is empty, second is reading daily, and third is exercising daily.
Third is exercise. Yes, Mukul Kumar ji, आपका reading और exercise हो जाएगा आज के बाद. हाँ?
I'm trying daily, sir. But
Try मत करो, मैं कहता हूँ हो जाएगा. हाँ? Yes, Shruti, what have you written?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, my first index is empty. The second is to read books. And third one is to get more discipline in my life. Like I usually procrastinate a lot. So I just want to avoid it and make a habit of doing things on time.
Okay. Now you've written a very general habit of procrastination and doing things on time. Be more specific. Which one you want to do on time? Huh? Right? Because you can't just say that, oh, I want to be a humble person. That was a habit. It's not measurable. Somebody said, I want to chant attentively. Again, not measurable. Right? So like you said, reading books is measurable. You will know at the end of the day. How will you know you've not procrastinated? You won't know. So write more specific thing in which items you procrastinate. So write that, I want to make that a habit. Okay. Probably, let's say you're at work. What kind of work you do?
Basically, I help my sir in teaching.
Okay, teaching. So probably you want to learn a new skill in teaching, or you want to do something else in teaching related. Be more specific rather than just a general term. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, Vivekanand ji, you would like to share your screen, your index with me?
Yes, sir. What I have first written is the first row is line is blank. Second is getting up early morning every day. Second is pray every day. Third is do regular exercise. Fourth is reading holy books, that is Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Gita every day sometime. That is, then smile more frequently every day. Next is shave every day, which I am not even done today, if you can see.
Okay.
And next is stop criticism. So these are few things which I have jotted down already.
Super, super. Okay, let me show you what this index list means. You can write as many items as you want. Not 1, 2, 3, 4. You can write 5, 10, 20. This index thing is nothing but a declaration to the universe that I want to start all this. It's your to-do list. You can keep filling your index list, keep on. And this is a one-time effort. I mean, you don't have to make an index list every day. Okay, you just write down and that list is there with you forever. It's like, that's a one-time list, and numbers can keep adding down, right? So what is this? It's where will you write it? Very important. You can write on a piece of paper, a notebook, an Excel sheet, or Google sheet. Please write it down. Don't keep it in your mind only. Oh, there are only 5 items and I remember them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I insist that you write it. Writing is very important. It's a declaration to the universe. This is what I want to start. Just telling your mind, this is what I want to start. This is your first step of reprogramming your subconscious mind. Is this clear? Ranganath, is this clear? Sonali, that I need to write it down. It's a to-do list. I have about 40, 50 items on my to-do list, but I have not started all of them, right? So this is what you plan to do. And now when you want to start a new habit, when you want to put it into execution mode, let's go to the step 2, which is called linking. Yeah. So let's go to the next step. And the next step is the format. Okay. So before you go to the format, let me explain you what linking means. Yeah, we'll see the format a little later. Let me explain you the concept of what does linking mean. Okay. What do you see this in my hand? How many items? 1 item. Now, how many items do you see in my hand? Two items. Perfect. When you see this 2, you have to process them as 2 items. And when you see them linked together, I link the cap to the bottle. And now you will see as 1 item. So picking it up, moving it, you don't have to separately think you have to take this and this. You know, I have to just pick up the bottle because the cap is linked to the bottle. Very important concept. Whenever you want to start a new habit, remember to link. Okay, we have some old habits. Can we name some old habits of ours? Any old habits that we do without, which falls into the definition of habit. What is the definition of a habit? To do it automatically with little or no thoughts. What are the things, Shruti, Vamsi, Gopinath, tell me that you already do without thinking and they are automatic? Making breakfast every day. Yes, Heman says making breakfast every day. Okay.
Making notes.
Making notes every day. Yes. You're thinking so hard. Huh?
Prabhuji, every day morning, getting up, brushing my teeth, clearing myself. The first thing I do is say good morning to my close friends, my family members.
Wonderful.
Through WhatsApp message.
Wonderful.
That is one thing which I do every day. It's
This is not one thing. You gave me 7 things. Vivekananda, you gave me not 1 thing, 7 things. Waking up, brushing teeth, clearing yourself, taking bath, eating breakfast, eating lunch, eating dinner, saying hello to someone, checking your mails, holding the mobile for the first time, going to bed, going to work. So many things that we are doing every day. Agreed or not?
Yes.
Getting up.
Yes.
Whatever time you get up, getting up is one habit. Drinking water is a habit. Standing in the shower is a habit. Brushing your teeth is a habit. So all these are old habits which we do automatically with little or no thoughts. Now, the second step is called linking, is to link the new habit. You want to do a prayer, you want to read a book, you want to exercise, you want to do yoga, you want to do anything that you like. Connect that new habit to an existing old habit. Is that clear? Is that clear? Do not, Shruti, keep the new habit independent. Why? Because the mind, when something new comes up, becomes very alert. But when something old is coming up, brushing teeth, you don't have to think too hard. I hope everybody, brushing is easy for everyone. I hope. Because I was doing this seminar for my friends' children, I mean, my son's friends, and 20-year-old, one guy said, please, I want to form a habit to brush my teeth every day. So for somebody, it's difficult. Anyway, so, you know what is the simplicity I gave him? Every morning, hold the brush for 30 seconds and keep it back. Don't brush your teeth. That was the simplicity version of starting to brush your teeth. So yes, we have so many habits. You must have a list now. Not right now. Later on, make a list of your existing old habits, and believe me, each of you will have at least 25 habits, which you do every day, regularly, with ease, automatically, with little or no thoughts. That list is very important. So write it down somewhere that I need to create a list of my old habits. Now what I need to do, I need to link. You know, how did I start reading Bhagavatam? I linked my reading of Bhagavatam to my waking up. As soon as I used to get up, immaterial what time, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7, 8, 9 or whatever. I linked the first thing I used to open the app, Veda Base, open the app for about a minute, scroll through some pages, shut the app, go for a bath. For 2 weeks, I only did this. And the effect of those 2 weeks, Vivekananda, is that I'm able to complete my Bhagavatam in a 1 year's time. I wanted to learn, you know, water therapy is very important. You know, I used to not drink enough water. You must have noticed that I'm constantly drinking water. I said, how do I start this? I failed. So I linked my drinking of water. To going to the bathroom. Every time I go to the washroom, I drink half a glass of water. Now it's become a habit. I like to read new stuff. So when I'm clearing myself, when I'm sitting in the pot, I have 5 to 7 minutes. Every day I nearly read a new book. From the Blinkist app. There's an app called Blinkist, which gives those condensed format of the books. And practically, I'm able to read one book every day. Sorry. Yeah. So I link with that. I learn shlokas. Because I do Gita classes, I like to recite them, the English versions, not the Sanskrit ones. So I have linked learning of a shloka between my chanting of 2 rounds. Between my 2 rounds, I memorize a shloka every day between my 16 rounds. I like to do my gratitude prayers. Again, between my 2 rounds, I take about 30 seconds to do those gratitude prayers. I thank somebody for yesterday, today, now, future, or past. So I've linked my new habits with some old habits. So now what we need to do is we need to go back to the sheet and create the second sheet. So everybody please create the second sheet. What are habits? The first 2 columns are from your previous indexing sheet. And the next 3 columns called linking, start date, and simplicity. Please write down, let's say somebody wants to do exercise. When would you like to do? Which old habits of you would like to link? Let's say I have done my exercise before bath. Are you going to start from today? Write today's date. And simplicity is just wear the shoes. That means the minimum you need to do is to wear your shoes and keep it down. Slowly and steadily, you can raise the benchmark of your simplicity. But start with something very simple. You want to do reading? Okay, when I want to read, I say I'll read after breakfast. I'll start on this date. And I'll just flip 5. I'll hold the book and just flip 5 pages. So simplicity and linking, I'm connecting them together. This is the principle. Now, if you just see this page has everything. Simplicity, link your new habit to an old habit. Is this clear? Any questions on this sheet? Kunalji, is it clear? Gopinathji, is it clear? So can you fill your sheet right now? Make a second page, leave the index separate and this sheet number 2. And this 2 sheets for a new habit only to be done once. It's not an everyday job. Is this clear? The indexing sheet and linking sheet to be done only once for one habit. If you're going to start 10 habits, then only 10 times you have to do it. You don't have to do it every day. Keep it somewhere. You can keep it in digital format. That is left to you. I'm not getting there, but I'm saying store it somewhere, either on a paper or on a digital format. Yeah, so somebody can give me examples of how you linked. Vivekanandji, you want to give some examples of 1 or 2 habits? Hemal, would you like to share something? Gopinathji, would you like to share something?
Prabhuji, I am not prepared. My audio and video had gone, so because of some issues. So I'm doing it now.
Okay, please do it. Okay, anybody who has done sheet 2, at least one habit, can share here with others so that there can be some learning.
Prabhuji, I have started a habit.
Okay.
Yeah. So first.
Yeah, Ranganath. Yeah, Himal said that habit is revision, linking is after dinner, start today, simplicity is holding the notebook. Wonderful. Yes. Ranganath, your video is freezed. Yes, Sonali, would you like to share?
Shall I share verbally and by the written?
Yeah, what do you want to share?
I want to say, shall I share verbally and by written?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Shall I share verbally?
Verbally, yeah, verbally you can share.
Okay. So my new habit to help my brother for his studying. Okay. And I also like to learn new things. So I try to teach them and start it today. So could you tell like what is the simplicity I will add? Like I forget that these works. Like what should I add?
Okay, so 2 things. You have to first figure out the simplicity and you have to link when you'll do it. Okay. So you have to, because the sheet talks about 2 columns, simplicity and linking. Okay, you want to learn something new. The simple is that, can you spend 1 minute with something to learn new? Not very large. Let's say you want to learn, what would you like to learn new?
New things like how can I make my life more interesting and more knowledgeable.
Okay, more interesting, more knowledgeable. Okay, can you spend 1 minute on YouTube to learn something new? Some new topic. Perfect. So
sure,
that's a simple one minute only, not more than that.
Yes, sure, sir.
Yeah, and can you link it? Can you link it to an old habit? When would you like to do it? Before dinner, after dinner, lunch, breakfast, after you get up?
Yes, I can add in the morning because in the morning is the best time to learn new things. So
okay, 1 second. Morning is not your old habit. Please link it to an old habit. When you say morning, morning is not an old habit. Linking to an old habit. See, the sheet talks very clearly. Link to an old habit. Morning is not an old habit.
yes.
Brushing teeth is an old habit. Waking up is an old habit. Eating breakfast is an old habit. If you're already going for a walk, that's an old habit. Link to an old habit, not to morning, afternoon, evening. Don't link it to time. You will fail miserably.
Okay.
Are you getting this? Yeah?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Okay. Hemal said, Sonali, look here for example. Yeah? In the chat? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Somebody else has filled the sheet. Wrinkle, have you managed to do something?
Yes, Prabhuji, reading after breakfast.
Okay, reading after breakfast. And what is the simplicity?
Flipping the pages or just holding the book.
Superb. And when are you starting from?
Today.
Your breakfast is done?
No.
Superb. Then you can start from today. If it's done, then start from tomorrow. Lovely. Okay. Anybody else?
Prabhuji, my network got disconnected. So,
yes. Yeah. Can you share?
So yeah, so from now, from today, I want to I was doing it, but I want to do it consistently. So my new habit is I want to do Sandhya Vandanam daily, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So for that linking, I want to do it after taking my bath.
Okay.
And I would like to start it from today. And simplicity is I just want to start it by keeping tilak.
Super. Lovely. Yeah. Too good. Wonderful. Yes. Yes, Vamsi Krishna, would you like to share? Thinking?
So usually I like to go to workout in the morning if at all I go. So what I have written down is like every day after wake up in the morning, I'll just wear my shoes and see if that helps. So I want to start it tomorrow. So that's one thing I have written down. And for my second habit, it is learning something new every day. I'm really not sure how to link it in my daily routine at this point. But what I'm thinking is the simplest thing that I could at least do is for the moment, I actually try to learn online from this one particular website. So at least I want to open it every day just to make sure, there is something I want. So.
Super. And now you're struggling how to link it there, right? Open the website.
Correct.
So look out from some, because this opening of the website is not more than a 30-second job.
Correct.
So link it to some old habit.
Yeah, probably when I check my mail or something like that, I guess.
Okay, because again, checking the mail is a habit, but not it's like you don't know, something more concrete. Let's look at something more concrete.
So I have a reminder every day in the afternoon around noon, which tells me that I have to document few things for my work. So
alarm,
around that.
An alarm for you?
What is that? Sorry?
Reminder it comes in the form of an alarm?
Yes, it's an Outlook alarm, Outlook reminder. Super. So I get that every day. So I think probably what I could do is I could tie it up to that. And maybe I can do this during my lunch itself. Like I can spend like half hour on, I think that's actually a good thing that I spoke to you. I was able to kind of relate to what I can do here. So
wonderful. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Sonali, a shared habit, learn new things, link after completing my noon task. Okay. Can you be more specific about the noon task rather than just, because don't go time related. What task? Write that down. Start today. Simply is just hold the phone or book. Everything is okay. Just be a more specific, Sonali, about noon task. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Great. Last, anybody, one more person would like to share before we go to the next step? All those whose videos are off, I hope you all are making those sheets at least. Somebody whose videos is off can share if they made the sheet. So at least I will know that you're with me in the program. Okay. Bharadraj, Simone, Ravina, Manjunath, anybody would like to share? Okay, no problem. Okay, fine. So we've done so far what we've covered. We've covered two principles, consistency and simplicity. And we have made two sheets so far. We made an index sheet and we made a linking sheet. Yes, Kunal has said read editorial page while having tea. Start today, open editorial page. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, huh? Great. Okay, just honestly asking you a question. Be honest. Do you think this will work for you? Yes, Shriram, Vamsi, Shruti, Apurva.
Yes, it will work.
Yeah, it will work. Believe me, it will work. Believe me, start doing this for a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Just follow this consistently, simple way. You're done. Index sheet is done. Your link is done. So you don't need to open that now. Right? That job is done. What you need to do every day is this last thing that I'm going to share with you, which is called tracking sheet. I shared my tracking sheet with you guys. I can share once again. I'll just share 1 second. Sorry. Let me share now. Is it gone? Give me a second, please. Okay. Share screen. Yeah. Okay, so this is my indexing sheet number 1, which you all have made for yourself. I have more items. Some I have started, some not yet. And this is my linking. Serial number, new habit, linking. When I started, and this is my simplicity column. I've done it once. Now, your step number 3 is called the tracking sheet. Right? Okay, let me first share the format, and then I'll share my screen with you all. Okay, so this is the 3rd step, tracking, share. Okay, so now we'll go to the tracking sheet, a very simple sheet. Going back, I hope even in the linking sheet, you left the first row blank. I forgot to tell you this. Indexing sheet, we kept the first row blank. In the linking sheet, let's keep the first row blank. And now let's go to the 3rd step called tracking. ILT, that's where the name comes from. Index, link, and track. Okay. Now this you need to do every day. How much time it will take? For forming 2, 3, 4 habits, less than 30 seconds. So 1 minute to form a new habit and about less than a minute to track the sheet. I have 33 habits which I track every day. I think it takes me about less than 2 to 3 minutes on a daily basis. That's it. 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm not talking about half an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm just asking 2, 3 minutes of yours to start a couple of habits. So what is the format? Write the date, June month. This can again be an Excel sheet, Google sheet, or a paper. Make this sheet easily accessible. If Excel is difficult for you, Google Sheets are difficult for you, don't even explore that. Put it in a simple piece of paper, put it on your wardrobe, put it on your refrigerator, put it on your study table, anywhere that you like, which you can see it and easily accessible. And what is the format? Date, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, full month. Habit 1, please leave it blank because I'm going to give you the first habit. Habit 2 is your reading. Habit 3 could be your walking. Habit 4 could be your editorial page. Habit 5 could be your learning new things, whatever they are. So whatever you have linked your habits, whatever is there in sheet 2 will come in this vertical format. Sheet 2 is your horizontal format. This is a daily sheet to be started tracking. Please remember, I have done this seminar and all those who have failed to track have failed to form new habits. No, if you fail to plan, you'll plan to fail. Very important this, because after some time, my life is run by my tracking sheet. Oh, 33 left, 15 done, 17 are left, 20 done, 13 are left. I open that, oh, what I need to do. My whole day is run. And somebody might say it's very mechanical. So it's become very systematic now. I went to Char Dham just last week. I'll share, out of 33, most of the days I did more than 25 items, 28 items. How? Open the app, shut it. Open the app, shut it. Open the website, shut it. Open this and shut it. So I was in constant touch with my habits, even in Char Dham Yatra. I didn't say I'm on holiday. So I have a 90% track record from 33 habits. Yeah. So this is a simple tracking sheet. Any questions? It's a very simple sheet, no complication. create this for a monthly. This you need to do every day. You can't skip this. Index and tracking, index and linking we have already done. So that is done in this class. So now, which is the first habit that you need to form? The first habit that you need to form is first link when will you do tracking. First habit that you need to form is to how to track your sheet. Now please go back to your indexing page. Come back here. Serial number 1. Please write down tracking my habit sheet. Please go and write down. Everybody, please write down serial number 1 in the indexing sheet. Tracking my, marking my tracking sheet. Okay, that is the right word. Marking my tracking sheet. Okay, go to your indexing page. The first serial number, new habit is what? Marking my tracking sheet. When will you link it? Please, everybody link it. Everyone, please link this right now. Before to bed, waking up, brushing, before lunch, before dinner. Please mark this. This is for 1 week. I would suggest don't start anything new. Just start marking your tracking sheet for 1 week. If you're inspired, then you start a habit. It's very, very important. If you don't mark your tracking sheet, believe me, the system will collapse. And my personal guarantee will cease to exist. Gopinathji, as long as you're tracking your sheet, this will happen for you. So please link it. Has everybody linked their tracking sheet? Please send in the chat. Where have you linked it? A couple of them. I would like to know what others are doing. Put the date and simplicity. There's no simplicity. I will just put 1 tick mark. So that's the simple thing. Yeah. Okay. Where have you all tracked it? Somewhere in the chat. Before bed. I'll start this habit with simplicity by 1 habit. Yes. Before bed. Wrinkle, I said before bed. Yeah. Others can send in the chat. Where would you like to track your sheet? After dinner, super. So I think you got the concept. Everybody's got the concept. Yeah, great. So let me summarize. This is it. This is the program. Simple, Sonali, complicated, Shruti, Kunal, achievable, Vamsi Krishna, not achievable. Okay. So basically we discussed 5 important things. Let me summarize, then we'll have some question answers for you in case you have. We discussed what's a habit. Habit is a behavior that we perform it automatically with little or no thoughts. How to make new habits auto process, how to do it so that we don't need to think too much. We spoke about 5 concepts which will help us reprogram our subconscious mind. The 2 principles were consistency and simplicity. Yes, Vamsi Krishna, every day you have to wear your shoes consistently. You have to hold your book every day. You have to open the yoga mat every day. Right? You have to tick mark the sheet every day. So that is consistency. And simplicity, I start with very, very small, atomic. I learned this from a book called Atomic Habits. James Clear. So let's make all our habits atomic parts, small. Exercise, read a book, let's not have big plans. Let's start with something small, simplicity. So that's simplicity. And then we spoke about 3 steps, ILT, index, linking, and tracking. Index is a one-time job, a to-do list of all that you like to do. And the linking sheet, the difference between index and link was, index is your full database. Link is what you started now, what you're currently doing. So just pick up something from the index, get it to the linking sheet, put the starting date, link it to the new old habit of yours, write on the simplicity, and that sheet is complete, one-time job. And then we made a tracking sheet to track each and every new habit on a daily basis. If you're done, put a tick mark. If you're not done, leave it blank, or either write a yes or write a no. and link that when you're going to track your sheet. After a few days, few weeks, few months, believe me, the linking part is like a crutch. You have a fracture in a leg and you move with a crutch, but that crutch is not going to be with you for lifelong. Slowly, when your mind is sub-programmed, when the subconscious program is done, believing the linking will not be needed. Then what will run your sheet is your tracking sheet. Oh, this is left, this is needed to be done. And automatically I go under the shower. You know what I do? I recite, I memorize the numbers of Bhagavad-Gita shlokas. I have about 70 numbers. 211, 212, 213, 214, 222, 240, 247, 260, 262, 263, 313, 314, 321, 327. And I know what themes they are, stands for. So under the shower for 3 minutes, automatically as the water falls on my head, 211 comes out of my mind. It's become an auto process. I sit on the pot and automatically my Blinkist app opens up. So it becomes slowly an auto process. Yeah, so tracking is important. Okay, so it's 7:50 now. So with this, I'll end my formal discussion about how to form new habits. I would like to keep next 10-15 minutes for some question answers. And thank you so much once again, each and every participant for being so interactive, for assisting me to take you step by step. And Gaurang Prabhu, once again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to allow me to share on this platform. We have a wonderful set of participants here who are quite interactive and receptive. That's the beauty. When you want to learn something, receptiveness is very important. So Hare Krishna, thank you so much. And let's spend some more time with question answers. And I will be the last one to leave the Zoom class. So normally I know the class ends at 8, but if some of you have some questions or want to share something, I can be for a little longer time if you so like to. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anand Gopal Prabhu. It was such a wonderful program. You were like hand-holding us to the whole thing and finally making us very independently capable with the whole sheets. And I really like the 3 points about the way you explained the automatic concept. So the switching on the lights and with that, I think the linking part was really good, because otherwise, even if you write down the habits, but you do not link to something old, it may not set rolling. So that was another very, very special, the linking part. And the simplicity part, I can share with you. I had heard from you previously. So I've always wanted to study Krishna Leela just before going to bed from Krishna book. So then every day would be so busy, I would come and just lie down. And then I would, I missed the Krishna Leela. So simplicity part, I decided, okay, just one line I will read. And then gradually it was building up to one paragraph and thing like that. So thank you for this really great seminar. I would request the candidates to ask questions if they want to ask. There are some comments in the chat.
Okay, Hemal Pandey has said that, Prabhuji, can we do something to leave bad old habits? Okay, I'll soon come with a new seminar. Today's seminar is how to form new habits. So soon I will come with something, how to remove old habits. And before I come this seminar, I started presenting this seminar only after my practice of 6 months. June 24th, I started practicing, started with one habit of reading Bhagavatam. Then, in fact, I have my dates, what I started when. June I started, July I started something, October I started something. And by December, I had about 15 habits and I was comfortable. Now I said, now because I'm practicing, let me preach, let me share. So there are some old habits that I have, Heman, which I want to give up. I'll take a few months to give it up and work on them. And once I'm successful, I'll present. But just to share something, just something that I learned or I understood. So I'll just share in 2 minutes, one simple technique for giving up some old habits, but I want to work on make a proper presentation. Somebody has a habit of watching TV and select TV, not TV on mobile, TV on screen, TV screen. So if you want to reduce that, you have to, I learned a concept called create a friction for an old habit. Like how we learned link, to form a new habit, link it, make it simple. We learn these concepts. So there's a concept called create resistance. So you have to create a habit of keeping the remote and the batteries of those remote separately in two different places. That's a habit you have to first create. Huh? After watching, remote must be in this corner and the batteries must be in another room or somewhere else. So every time you need to switch on the TV, you have to go and get those batteries to put it inside, watch the TV. After watching the TV, make a habit of putting them separately. So when you're sitting on the couch and saying, let me watch and take the remote, so one small thing is create resistance. I will discuss more concepts once I work on. Yeah, Hemant, I hope that's fine. Okay. Sri Ramji has said that the tracking shows that we have not been doing the new habit consistently. How do we ensure that we actually do it? Okay, if your track sees that I didn't do it yesterday, today, go and hold the simplicity formula. Huh? Don't tell me you don't have even 5 seconds to switch on the app. Believe me, the simplicity will help you. Like I was in Char Dham. I had to learn Python programming. I had to learn about mutual funds. I had to see my US markets. I had to see my Indian markets. There were so many things. In 10 minutes, in 10 minutes, I should do 10 habits. Because I made some notes of what I've learned. Fundamental analysis, I made some ratios. So I used to open my OneNote. Can I share my OneNote with you? Can I share that? Okay, I'll just share my OneNote. Okay. Can I share that screen? Okay, can you see this? I like to cook. The day I'm not able to cook, I have some recipes. I just go through the recipes. Chilke wali dal. It takes me 30 seconds to go through this. I do exercise. Some days if I can't do Surya Namaskar, I just do the Surya Namaskar prayers. This is my fundamental analysis. I read these ratio sheets. I read them. It takes me about 3 minutes to read this. Python programming. I made some notes. I read that. I learn astrology. So I stay connected with the energy. I'm a broker programming. So I go through my, it doesn't take time just to stay connected with the energy. Yeah, this is a very important point I missed. Then I have my John Murphy technical analysis book. I made some notes. If I don't read anything new, I go back to my old notes, spend about a couple of minutes. Mutual funds, I made some summary. I read that. Then, yeah. So it really, after 2 days, 3 days, if you see that you've not tracked your sheet, it's just, your mind says it's just a 30-second job. Do it, man. Open the notebook, open your OneNote, open your, whatever you make it that. Open the app, wear the shoes, open the road mat and do it. After 2 days, so basically your tracking sheet will talk to you, will track you. That is your guide, your mentor and your coach. You don't need anybody else to. And if you really want a little more help, create a habit partner.
Thank you. Thank you.
Create a habit partner. If you create a habit partner, 2 people can say, okay, I've done at the end of the night, send the message. Because when you're responsible to somebody, your efficiency will go up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Shriramji, I hope that helps.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Any more feedbacks? Prabhuji, can you see on the chat if I missed out somebody else?
No, I think we are all done. Yeah. I don't see any.
Yeah, I want
have a question.
Yeah, yes, you can tell me.
Yeah, I wanted to say a big thank you to you, Prabhuji, because at this age, even I am learning new things. And today you have become another, catalyzer for me to start with new habits. So that is what is great thing about me now. So I would always remember you every day. And this will be a catalyzer for me to form new habits for me. So thank you very much. I think you are a very open book, the way you have been describing everything. So I can say that a lot of things to learn from you. So I learned a lot of things today, and I will definitely make more changes in my life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivekanand. Thank you so much for your inspiring feedback. Really touched my heart. And yeah, I like to learn that. Even at this age, I like to learn. You know, one of my principles in life is every day before I go to bed, I ask this question to myself: what new did I learn today?
Right.
For learning, there's no age factor. There's no absolute age factor, and learning means growth. Whether it is in the physical format, emotional, intellectual, or spiritual, ask one question to myself: Aaj kya naya seekha? That keeps me going. Yes, it's a great idea. Somebody said to have, Karam Prabhu said that we can make a habit.
There is a comment coming up from Himal Pandey. We can have habit partners from our lessons from Gita group. So this is the topic every Friday we have.
Okay.
So Kunal Chauhan is adding wonderfully that they have developed a habit of attending seminar every Friday morning. So I will continue it by attending one or other session.
Okay. Lovely. Very nice.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
Yes. Yeah, tell me, Ranganath.
Yeah. So how do we increase the dosage of the simplicity, Prabhuji? Like we have been so for example, if I want to read a book, like I've been holding a book for 1 week, like how long do we need to do this? After how long do we need to increase the dosage?
Yeah, there is no time limit. The simplicity is that at least I open the book or at least hold the book. That is the simplicity. But how Gaurang Priya Prabhu just shared. Prabhuji, can you share how your Krishna Leela increased from holding the book to one line to one paragraph and more?
Oh yeah, initially I used to just hold my Kindle next to me, right next to my pillow. And then I started after 1 week, I thought, why I'm just keeping it? Let me read one line only, you know. And actually I was reading one line only. And then gradually just things started manifesting, you know, after a couple of weeks, then it went to one paragraph. And then finally it went to one chapter, you know, which would take only 10 minutes actually to finish the whole chapter because it's a small chapters. So like that, it automatically increased when the taste and the space got organized automatically. That's how it worked for me.
You heard in the answer, he used the word automatically at least 4 or 5 times.
Yes.
He used the word automatically 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It came quite naturally. So Ranganath, this will happen.
Okay.
This is the power of reprogramming your subconscious. No effort. And at least hold the book. Because if you, let's say you've been reading for 10 minutes every day for last 2 months, and then someday you can't read 10 minutes and you can hold the book. Even holding a book is like putting a tick mark. Putting a tick mark is very, very important. Your motto must be, I have to put a tick mark even I hold the book. For 2 months, you've been reading for half an hour. Then again, if you like, okay, I read for 5 minutes, tick mark. Well, that tick mark will motivate you, will create some kind of motivation internally for you. Yeah, self-motivation. Yeah. Yes. Yes, for all those whose videos were off, I hope you're benefited from this program, and anything to share, I would like to know. Any more questions otherwise? Yeah. What we could do is Gaurang Priya Prabhu, after 2 months, probably, we could have a half an hour session just to revisit or to assist some review. Review.
Yes.
And whenever, after a couple of months, if you feel like, I'll be available. Yeah. Sonali raised her hand. She had a question. Yeah, Sonali, please go ahead.
I have, like in the track chain, suppose I forget to do my task on the time, like I had to do, but I didn't. So by this, if I have another alternative. So is it count or not? Means suppose
okay.
I have
yeah, I got your question. So you said I'll link something with my breakfast and you forgot it and you did it in the night. Yeah, put a tick mark. So the tracking sheet has got nothing to do with the linking sheet. The tracking sheet is independent of the link sheet. The tracking sheet, whether you did the job yesterday or not. Yeah. But nice. Thanks for that question, for that clarification.
What is the simplicity for waking up? Some question is there. Waking up early. What should be the simplicity?
Very nice question. Super. I keep this question with the last. Okay. Because this waking up early actually is a lifestyle more than a habit. Because so many things go Before I get up early, have I slept on time? Have I eaten the right food? Have I not overeaten? So many things. Okay, still we can start with some. To wake up early is a series of few habits that you need to follow. Okay, so I was talking to somebody and I gave them this concept. Okay, to wake up early, let's start with giving an alarm. So let's start a habit, a new habit. Okay, so when do you give the alarm? Previous night, right? Please remember, there are a lot of apps now which have auto alarm system. No, we'll not follow the auto alarm system. You need to make an alarm every day, every night. So first, link your habit. First, create a habit. I need to put an alarm from 5 a.m. tomorrow morning before going to bed or a dinner time. Yeah, you get that? So that will be habit number 1. Habit number 2 will be in the morning when the alarm rings. You have to hold the phone, switch off the alarm and go back to sleep. You don't wake up. Huh? Right? So that's few days you can do this. At least I'm switching off the alarm. Nobody else is switching it off. Others are not switching it off. Then the next habit. See, provided you're sleeping on time, if you're going to sleep at 12 and 1, 2, and then expecting to get out at 5 a.m., it won't happen. Step number 3 would be alarm rings, switch it off, open your eyes for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then go back to sleep. Next step will be give the alarm in the night, switch off the alarm, open your eyes, and sit on the bed for a few days. So now you're creating that habit slowly. The next step would be stand up for a few minutes and go back to sleep. The next few days will be go and wash your face and go back to sleep. So I have given you a 2-3 months program now. Lincoln, are you getting this? 1 week to give an alarm, 1 week to switch it off, another 2 weeks to open your eyes, go back to sleep. Slowly in a few months, we'll cultivate this habit of getting up. Whether it's 5 a.m., 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Does it make sense, Lincoln? So waking up early is a series of small atomic habits. Now when you create this new habits, you can link something with them. So first you have to create a habit of putting an alarm. Lincoln, can you rephrase what I've said so I know that you understood what I said, please?
Yes, Prabhuji. First is I have to put the habit of putting the alarm, which I'm already doing, like putting the alarm, switching it off, and then again going back to sleep.
Okay, and then what are the next steps?
Next step is open the eyes for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, whatever.
Okay.
And then next would be standing for a minute and then again going back to sleep. Okay. And next would be washing the face.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I think you got it. So now you can make your own steps and start this. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Any other?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Apurva. Hare Krishna.
Short question, Prabhuji. Can you just share your experience? How many days does it take to inculcate any habit in auto process mode?
How many days?
Approximate days.
Okay, so I've heard different theories. Some says 21 days, some says 60 days, some says 90 days. Huh? I think it's more individual, personalized. And the concept that I've shared with you here today, if you're serious about it, if you're serious, I'm looking for, okay, more than the word serious, I'm looking for, if you have a strong need, that's the right apt word. Apurva, if you have a strong need, let me tell you, it can happen from tomorrow for you. Provided you give that 2 minutes of a day of yours. If you say, I don't have those 2 minutes, then I can't do anything. I mean, I can personally take up this onus and saying that if anybody here gives me 2 minutes of their day, which is not too much. If somebody says, I don't have 2 minutes to start my exercise, I don't have 2 minutes to start reading a book, I don't have 2 minutes to make a prayer, then I'll say, sorry, sir, I can't help you. So I'm not looking at number of days. I'm just looking for that 2 minutes of yours. And then believe me, in a period of time, for somebody it could take 7 days, for somebody it could take 21 days, for somebody it could 30 days. Since 1 year, I've been following this tracking sheet on a daily basis. I've not shared with you how I do my inner habits, how I study some of the Bhagavad-Gita shlokas as a habit. We can share some other time, probably next time when we do that. Today I've just shared this. So if you just follow the simple process, I'll say it'll happen for you from tomorrow onwards. If you decide that I have a need, 2 things. I have a need to form this habit and I have 2 minutes in a day. I need these 2 criteria. I don't need 21 days. I need to have a need and I have 2 minutes of a day. And simply follow what I've said. Because what I've said to follow takes only 2 minutes. I'm not asking for 10 minutes. I'm not asking for 15 minutes. I'm not asking for half an hour. All these are non-starters. But 2 minutes is the minimum thing I've done. 1 minute for forming that, not forming a habit. I need that 1 minute to reprogram your subconscious mind. And 1 minute, less than a minute to track that sheet. If somebody can't do this, then there's not much I can do about it. But if somebody can do this 2 minutes, believe me, after a month, you will say that, wow, I've cracked it. Now, after 1 year of experience, if I want to start any new habit, I know the process. Now, I want to start a new habit of at least reading 1 story every day. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I'll start soon. Few months back, I started a new habit of, I want to write a book. So every day, I write 5 lines. Every day since 21st December, since 6 months, every day I write 5 lines. You know what are those 5 lines? I love to write and I'm a writer. I love to write and I'm a writer. I love to write and I'm a writer. I've been writing these 5 lines since 21st of December last year. Without losing in a single day, it takes me less than 30 seconds. And believe me, someday I'll write a book. It's a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Yeah. Because I'm making an affirmation, I'm declaring, I'm reprogramming a subconscious mind by writing those 5 lines. I'm doing so much. And believe me, after that, my writing abilities have increased. I don't like to write long messages, long WhatsApp messages, something, if somebody says to write this letter, now I love writing them because I'm reprogramming my subconscious mind. So it's more than number of days and all that. I'm giving a new concept. 2 minutes. 1 to form that habit and 1 to track that sheet. Purva, believe me, it's done. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I said, Prabhuji, have you gone through the book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself? No, Prabhu. Not yet. If it's there on my Blinkist, I'll read it tomorrow. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Okay. Right. Yeah. Yes. Any more questions? Or are we done for the day? Yes, Karan Prabhu, you take the final call.
Looks like we are done now. We can end now. Thank you so much for giving your precious, precious time to all of us. It's really grateful.
Thank you so much for allowing me to share. It's my need to share. So I benefited the most here today. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji, could you share your mail ID so that we can reach out to you if I have any doubt in the future?
naharashok@gmail.com.
Just a second, Prabhuji. I'll note it down.
Yeah, naharashok@gmail.com.
Yeah. Just spell it, Prabhuji.
Yeah, NAHAR.
Okay.
Ashok, ASHOK.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote on the chat.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. Really grateful and extremely appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.